When we think of Rome, images flood our minds. The Colosseum, standing as a testament to gladiatorial combat and public spectacle. The Forum, the heart of Roman political and social life, where senators debated and citizens gathered. And the grand parade of emperors and legions marching in triumph after conquering distant lands. These iconic monuments are the face of Roman history, the stories we all know, imposing, familiar and endlessly retold through books, movies and documentaries. But Rome was far more than just its gleaming marble and military might. Beneath the grand facade, beneath the surface of the well-known narratives, there was another city. A labyrinth of crowded back streets teeming with life, noisy markets overflowing with goods from across the empire, and ordinary people from all walks of life living out their hopes, dreams, and very real fears. Their stories, often overlooked, are hidden in scrawled graffiti on walls, offering glimpses into their everyday thoughts, tombstones etched with the names and memories of those long gone, and forgotten legal records revealing the disputes and dramas of daily life. Whispers drowned out by the roar of the arena, the clamour of chariot races and the pronouncements of emperors. To truly know Rome, to understand its soul, we must look past the iconic landmarks and listen carefully for these quieter, more intimate voices. This is the Rome of the hard-working shopkeepers selling their wares to survive, the devoted priestesses tending to the sacred flames and ancient rituals, and the ambitious freedmen striving to make their mark on the world. Their lives, pieced together from fragments of the past, reveal the real texture of the city, its daily struggles to secure food and shelter, its strange beliefs in gods, spirits, and the power of the unseen, and its remarkable resilience in the face of adversity, war, and the passage of time. In this journey, we'll uncover 3 forgotten stories from different eras of Roman history. First, we'll delve into a religious scandal that shook the very foundations of the Republic. Next, we'll explore the story of a baker who defied convention and built a tomb unlike any other, a testament to his success and ambition. And finally, we'll witness a last act of pagan prophecy, a desperate attempt to cling to the old gods as the Roman world transitioned to a new era. Our first story takes us to 186 BCE, when Rome was wary of anything foreign or uncontrolled. The state religion was public, orderly, and tightly managed by the elite. Then came the cult of Bacchus. Secret, ecstatic, and deeply unsettling to the authorities. A young man, Publius Ebutius, was nearly drawn in, but a freedwoman named Hispala Ficenia warned him of the cult's wild rites and rumored crimes. Alarmed, he went to the consul, sparking a massive investigation. The Senate responded with a brutal crackdown, convinced the cult was a threat to Roman order. Was it a real conspiracy, or just elite panic over a movement they couldn't control, especially one involving women and slaves? The Bacchanalia episode reveals Rome's deep fear of the unknown and the foreign. It's a story of power, paranoia, and the limits of control. The suppression wasn't just about religion. It was about defending the very identity of Rome. To grasp the Bacchanalia panic, picture Rome in 186 BCE, not marble, but a chaotic sprawl of wooden apartments and muddy streets. The city was noisy, crowded, and alive with commerce and ritual. Shrines and offerings dotted every corner, blending public duty with private devotion. The state religion was everywhere, a constant reminder of Rome's pact with the gods. But the Bacchic cult thrived in the shadows. Private homes, hidden groves, secret cellars. Its secrecy was both its allure and its danger. Republican Rome prized public order, yet many craved something more personal and ecstatic. The Bacchanalian crackdown was a violent collision of public order and private longing. It exposed the city's tensions, tradition versus innovation, control versus desire. Rome was never a monolith. It was a city of deep, often dangerous contradictions. Fast forward to the late 1st century BCE. The Roman Republic, after decades of turmoil and civil war, is breathing its last. The Republic is gone. Augustus rules, ushering in an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity, but also absolute imperial power. And Rome is transforming into a city of marble. Augustus famously boasted that he found Rome a city of brick and left it a city of marble, and construction projects are underway everywhere. Amid this grandeur, this explosion of wealth and power, Marcus Vigilius Eurysaces, a baker and likely a former slave who rose through the ranks, built a tomb that still baffles and delights, a testament to his success and a unique expression of personal identity. His monument near the Porta Maggiore, one of the main gates into the city, is bold and strange, a declaration of his presence in the heart of Rome. Circular openings along the top, once a mystery to archaeologists and historians, are now known to represent bakery vessels, specifically the large containers used for mixing dough. The tomb is a celebration of his trade, a proud display of his profession, not a symbol of aristocratic lineage or inherited wealth, which were the typical markers of status in Roman society. Eurysaces' story is one of social mobility, a remarkable journey from slave to wealthy contractor, a testament to his business acumen and hard work. He was supplying bread to a city of 1 million, feeding the masses and becoming incredibly rich in the process. He chose to be remembered not for borrowed status or family connections, but for his work, the very thing that defined him and brought him success. The frieze around his tomb shows every step of bread making, from the grinding of the grain to the baking of the loaves, a visual autobiography in stone, a permanent record of his life's work. In an age of emperors and monumental displays of power, he declared, "I am a baker and proud of it." This was his statement, etched in stone for eternity. His tomb stands as a testament, remarkably preserved through the centuries, to the possibility of rising from nothing through skill and ambition. A powerful message that still resonates today. It's a rare monument to the non-elite, a celebration of the common person's contribution to Roman society, shouting his identity to all who pass along the busy road outside the city walls. Eurysaces didn't hide his origins. He embraced them, he celebrated them, turning what might have been a source of shame into a badge of honor. In a city obsessed with status and lineage, where the elite flaunted their wealth and power, he made his work his legacy, a powerful statement about the value of honest labor. This is the story of Rome's engine room, the people who fueled its growth and prosperity, not its marble halls, a reminder that even in the grandest of empires, the contributions of ordinary people matter. Eurysaces' Rome was a city of contrasts. Imperial splendor built on relentless labor. Feeding 1 million people required a vast network grain from Africa, bakeries running day and night. Eurysaces wasn't just a shopkeeper. He was an industrialist, likely holding state contracts and managing a large workforce. His tomb's location, at the crossroads of major roads and aqueducts, was prime real estate, seen by thousands daily. It was a permanent advertisement for his life's work. The monument declared that bakers, merchants, and workers were as vital to Rome as its emperors. Eurysaces' story reminds us that the empire's greatness rested on the backs of ordinary people. His tomb is a rare celebration of commercial success and professional pride. It challenges us to look beyond the elite and see the machinery of empire. In the end, he wanted to be remembered as a master baker, and we do. Our final story unfolds in the waning days of the late 4th century CE, a period of profound transformation. Christianity is ascendant, its influence permeating every aspect of Roman life, while the old gods, once revered and powerful, begin to fade into the mists of history. Their temples stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era. The temples of the Forum are silent, their once vibrant halls now echoing with emptiness. The rituals, the sacrifices, the prayers, all abandoned, left to be reclaimed by the relentless march of time and the encroaching tendrils of nature. Amid this twilight of the old ways, as the sun sets on an empire grappling with change, a last desperate act of pagan prophecy is meticulously recorded by the historian Zosimus, offering us a glimpse into the anxieties and uncertainties of the age. During critical repairs to Rome's aging walls, a vital undertaking to protect the city from external threats, workers unexpectedly uncover long-buried statues of the gods, remnants of a past that refuses to be completely forgotten. Overcome by a sense of unease and dread, the workers refuse to move them, fearing the consequences of sacrilege, of disturbing the ancient powers. Just then, a mysterious rustic appears, seemingly out of nowhere, his origins and motives shrouded in enigma. He claims to possess knowledge of the ancient rites, the forgotten rituals that once sustained the city's connection to its divine protectors. With an air of authority, he performs sacrifices and delivers a chilling prophecy. Rome will inevitably fall, he warns, unless the old gods are once again honored and appeased. The Christian prefect, the highest authority in the city, finds himself in a difficult position. He hesitates, torn between his unwavering Christian faith and the deeply ingrained traditions of Rome, between the new order and the echoes of the past. Ultimately, however, the prophecy is dismissed as mere superstition, a relic of a bygone era. The statues, deemed irrelevant and even offensive to the new Christian order, are unceremoniously removed, or in some cases deliberately destroyed, symbols of a past that the new regime seeks to erase. Was the rustic a true priest, a genuine conduit to the ancient gods, or simply an opportunist exploiting the anxieties of a changing world? We'll never truly know the answer. For those who clung to the old ways, the pagans, he represented a last voice of truth, a desperate plea to preserve their heritage. While for the ascendant Christians he was nothing more than a relic of superstition, a symbol of the darkness they sought to overcome. His prophecy, whether divinely inspired or merely a product of human anxieties, was a final, desperate plea, a last-ditch effort for the city not to forget its ancient protectors, the gods and goddesses who had watched over Rome for centuries. It was a ghostly echo, a faint whisper from a fading past, as Rome's world irrevocably changed forever, ushering in a new era and leaving the old gods to slumber in the ruins of their former glory. Late 4th century Rome was a city of ghosts, its monuments still standing but their meaning transformed. The population shrank and the Forum became a place of memory and ruin. Temples stood empty, reminders of a fading past, while new Christian basilicas rose on the city's edges. The city was divided. Old families clung to tradition, while crowds flocked to Christian worship. Pagan philosophers and Christian congregations coexisted uneasily side by side. The last oracle story played out against this backdrop of decay and transformation. Repairing the city walls, workers literally unearthed Rome's pagan past. The fear and hesitation that followed showed how deeply the old belief still lingered. Even as Christianity triumphed, the power of the ancient gods was not easily forgotten. The rustic's prophecy was an echo of 1,000 years of Roman religion. It was a final plea from a world being buried, both literally and figuratively. These stories, a suppressed cult, a proud baker, a final pagan prophet, are more than historical footnotes. They rescue history from the marble halls and give it back to the people who lived it. The Bacchanalia panic reveals the Republic's anxieties and the power of fear. Eurysakes' tomb celebrates the labor and ambition that built the empire. The last oracle shows the pain and confusion of a world in transition. These tales add texture and depth to the official histories. They remind us that Rome was not just emperors and wars, but a living, breathing society. Historical change is always experienced by individuals with all their hopes and fears. By remembering these stories, we connect to the human reality of the past. They show us that history belongs to everyone. Rome was a city of a million stories, most now lost. By seeking out these forgotten tales, we change our perspective. We see Rome from the ground up. We walk its streets as participants, not just spectators. The stories of the Bacchic conspiracy, Eurysakes the baker, and the last pagan prophet reveal a city in constant flux. Rome was conservative yet open to change, repressive yet full of opportunity. Official religion coexisted with secret cults. Aristocrats shared streets with proud workers. Remembering these stories is an act of recovery, a refusal to be blinded by marble and myth. These voices tell a truer, more complete story of Rome. They remind us that history is about everyone, not just the powerful. By listening to Rome's lost voices, we learn not just about the past, but about ourselves.